تكون مؤثرة بعض الشيء على المنتخب الأردني، بعكس منتخب سنغافورة يمكن لا تعود يلعب على هذه الأرضية. والغريب أن يعني سنغافورة تمتلك ملاعب عشبية، كيف وافق للاتحاد الآسيوي أنه يلعب على هذه الأرضية؟
هذا السؤال الآن، هذا السؤال يطرح، يعني كيف تكون مباراة على أرضية اصطناعية
والعشب الصناعي والعشب الطبيعي موجود في مثل دول شرق آسيا كلها يعني. ولكن هذه يمكن أكيد يعني درسها الكابتن عدنان ودرسوها اللاعبين ويعرفون أرضية الملعب. بعض الأحيان تساعد هذه الأرضيات لما يكون جو ممطر، تعرف يوم يكون في حشيش البرك المائية هاي ممكن تكون مؤثرة في نقل الكرة، وهاي بتكون مؤثرة على المنتخب.
بس عبد الرحمن بالمقابل ممكن ربما تعمل لك إصابات هذه الأرضية وتأتي بالإصابات لبعض
اللاعبين. ممكن، ولكن أعتقد أكيد المنتخب الأردني والكابتن عدنان دارسين وضعية الفريق وأرضية الملعب وقادر إنه يتغلب عليها.
هم أنتم يوم يتدربون عليه أعتقد قبل المباراة بيوم، يمكن شوية هم يتأقلمون يعني، ولو يأخذون فكرة بسيطة عن الملعب هم تفيتهم هاي، ولو يعني مسألة ساعة أو 3-4 ساعة أعتقد تفيتهم هاي من الناحية يعني حتى اللاعبين يعرفون والمدرب يعرف نوعية الحشيش نوعية.
نعم بكل الأحوال ملاعب التدريبية للأندية في الأردن كلها نجيل صناعي نفس الملعب
بالضبط.
يعني إذا متعود المنتخب الأردني. نعم. إذا ماذا على المنتخب الأردني في ال10 دقائق الأولى وبقيادة عدنان حمد؟ هل هناك الحذر، هل التراجع، هل يستطيع أن لربما يهاجم يبادر على المنتخب السنغافوري ويحرز هدف؟
يعني بالحقيقة نحن المنتخب خلال المباريات اللي راقبنا فيها عودنا على طريقة التوازن الدفاعي الهجومي باستمرار، ما بيتقوقع في المنطقة الدفاعية وبعدين بيعتمد اعتماد كلي على الهجمات المرتدة. لا، عم نلاقي الفريق الأردني بيهاجم بتوازن شديد وبيدافع بتوازن بكل اللاعبين، لكن الانتقال من الهجوم يعني بيميز الفريق منتخبنا الوطني انه انتقال سريع. يعني نحن الكرة العربية تعودنا عليها الانتقال من الحالة الدفاعية للحالة الهجوميه انتقال بطيء، لكن عودنا فريقنا انه الانتقال سريع زائد الزيادة العددية في مناطق التسجيل. يعني عم نتحدث عن ميزة حسن عبد الفتاح في الدخول الخفي لمناطق التسجيل دائما، زائد عكس الكرات العرضية الى هذا اللاعب او اللاعبين المسندين من الخلف دائما. فانا بعتقد الميزات الرئيسية للفريق الأردني راح يساعدنا، وفي ادوار مهمة طبعا للاعبين، دور شفيع في حراسة المرمى والدفاع عن المرمى والتعامل مع الكرات العرضية مهم، وبدء الهجوم المرتد من الحارس مهم، دور بشار وأنس بن ياسين في كعمق دفاعي كثير مهم في التعامل مع الكرات العرضية زي التعامل الكرات البينية. لاعب بشار لاعب ذكي جدا وأنس كمان لاعب مميز. دور أطراف الملعب عندنا خليل بني عطية لاعب صغير بالسن لكن فعاليته عالية جدا وبدأ يثبت انه هو الأحسن في هذا المركز. باسم عبد الفتاح طبعا عنده خبرة طويلة، بديش ادخل على كل التفاصيل لكن انا بعتقد دور شادي ابو هشهش في منطقة وسط الملعب مهم بالجانب الدفاعي، دور عدي وعبد الله في التكميل خلف أحمد هايل المهاجم الصريح كمان مهم جدا. فهذه الأدوار موزعة بشكل متناسق ومتناسب من حيث القدرات البدنية من حيث اللياقة البدنية.
أحمد في دور معنوي ونفسي بالنسبة للمنتخب الأردني في وجود سمو الأمير علي بن الحسين مع الفريق ومتابع الفريق، والبارح اجتمع وياهم وحثهم على أن فريق السنغافوري فريق مو بسيط وفريق بإمكانه أنه ممكن يفاجئنا، فلذلك تواجد الأمير مع المنتخب الأردني شيء جيد. وفوق هذا رصد لهم مكافأة 3000 دينار في حالة الفوز في مباراة اليوم. هذه الأمور المعنوية والنفسية قبل المباراة مهمة جدا، أكيد يعني يشعرون فيها المنتخب الأردني ولاعيبة المنتخب الأردني بأن سمو الأمير موجود وياهم ومتابع لكل صغيرة وكبيرة للمنتخب. وأنا أعتقد المنتخب الأردني إن شاء الله يوفقه اليوم ويفوز في المباراة.
إذا نسمع، نذهب إلى النشيد الوطني على أرض الميدان بين المنتخبين. نذهب إلى النشيد. إذا سمعنا النشيد الوطني للمنتخبين، ونتمنى التوفيق للمنتخب النشامة في هذه المواجهة حتى يحصد 3 نقاط ويكون 6 من النقاط ويرجع هناك إلى الأردن فائزا إن شاء الله. إذا مشاهدي الكرام، دعونا نذهب إلى المعلق المباراة وزميلنا مضر اليوسف. معك زميلي مضر هذه المباراة وتعليق مميز إن شاء الله.
Some force, some tactical. Certainly the biggest surprise is the omission of Lionel Lewis in goal and the return of Iswan Mahmoud, who was injured for that last game versus Iraq. Sujai returns from sickness and injury, and to take a place reportedly into a deeper role, he's joined in the middle by the rising star of Singapore football, who's missed all of Singapore's third round games so far because of national service. Chu Lee is carrying a long-term injury, so Fazul Nawaz takes his place up front with Alexander Duric. The big relief is that Safwan Bahrudin, who's been a revelation in the centre of defence, he is recovered from a knock. He was stretchered off in Singapore's friendly last week against the Philippines, but is okay to start today. Jordan, it's a big contrast for them. They see little need to change a winning formula. The only blow for them is the absence of Amer Deeb. He's been capped 67 times at international level. The speedster is one of Jordan's most creative players, and he scored the winner in a 2-1 win over China last month, a crucial win as well that was. He's carrying a knock to the ankle, but is available on the bench should Jordan need it. The official tonight, Choi Myung-yong, Korea Republic. He'll have to be strong. The last time Singapore and Jordan met in Singapore, well, less than savoury scenes. It was at the end of the game, to be fair, off the pitch. But you will suppose little love lost between these two sides. They were fighting it out in Asian Cup qualifying. The 2-1 win in Singapore, and then Jordan with a must-win situation. One back in Jordan. They have a 100% record, as I said. Only Australia maintained that as well. They beat Oman earlier on today. So Jordan, if they want to keep up their record, they'll have to be at their very best. Singapore determined tonight to make up for amends. They felt they were robbed in that first game against China with just penalty decisions going against them. They felt they didn't get one they deserved, and they felt the referee had awarded one that he shouldn't have. As Singapore kick off here, playing in all red against Jordan, who are in white. Slightly different look to the team tonight. Haris Haru with his first touch of the ball, a big relief for Singapore that he's back in the side. He has been unavailable, as I mentioned, because of national service commitments. There were doubts over his match fitness and ability to stay sharp throughout the 90 minutes when they played the Philippines in a warm-up last Friday, having missed at least 2 months of football. But he proved he could still produce the goods even when played out of position, as he helped Singapore post a 2-0 win over the Philippines in that friendly. He played out of position because Safwan Bahrudin was stretchered off, and he was the emergency centre-back for Singapore. Really is one of the stars of this team. Very cool customer on the ball, and he's got youth on his side as well. As Singapore come down this left-hand side, Shaiful Essa with his great left foot. Not the best of touches from the referee. Choi, by the way, was involved in a feisty clash between Wang Tong and Kuwait's Sporting Club in the AFC Cup. Choi made headlines for being a little too lenient that day, apparently. Let's see how he performs today. I'm sure there'll be a lot of eyes on him. Don't forget, Radi Avramovic, Singapore coach, has been banned for 4 matches by FIFA for his outspoken comments on the refereeing so far in this competition. Singapore know they have to go for it today, and that's where they could leave themselves a little bit exposed, as Daniel Bennett goes all the way back to Iswan Mahmoud, who, as I mentioned earlier, was the surprise selection tonight ahead of Lionel Lewis. Both of these guys have carried knocks, which hasn't helped them. Fazul Nawaz in the side because Chu Lee is unable to take his place in the side. He's been out injured for quite some time now. He hasn't really recovered from sickness and injury he suffered in China, of all places. He is China-born, as is Shujai. Both of them, in fact, suffered sickness going back home to their home country. Today, Singapore with only 3 foreign-born players in their side, which is probably a record in many ways. Whatever the equation, they know they have to win today. Fazul Nawaz looking for the ball here as Haris Harun tries to play through. Quick shot, not too far wide from Fazul Nawaz, showing the confidence. Slicing that with his left foot, but it's the intention there. That's good. Not the best of balls, as you can see from Haris Harun, but a lucky touch allowed the striker to take that snapshot. Always swerving away. Well, I suppose it's not too surprising that Jordan haven't been allowed to settle just yet. Khalil Zaid here plays it to Shadi Hashash. Singapore were disappointing in that home leg against Iraq. That home match where they allowed the Iraqis to dictate the pace. And I think this time they know they've had to really take the initiative. There's been lots of talk in the press about tactical moves, how to take on the Jordanians, who have been hugely impressive in qualifying. Down that right-hand side now, lots of space if he can get to it. Hafiz Rahimi's got plenty of pace about him. Singapore have opted for a lot of width tonight and pace. Hafiz Rahim, Juma Jantan, these are the kind of guys who will provide that speed down the wings. Good positive start here from the home side. Yes, just talking about Jordan and their impressive qualification so far. 9-0 against Nepal in the second round. That was at home. Probably knowing that they were already halfway through, they fielded a much weakened side in the second leg and drew 1 before taking on group third round. And in the group they played Jordan, winning 2-0 away to Iraq. Very impressive win, and then winning at home against China. Singapore in their favour, I suppose. They have beaten Jordan before. Already the crowd letting their feelings be known. Abdallah Deeb, who's done well here, asking for a handball. They'd be very lucky to get that, but the ease with which he was weaving his way through the Singapore players will be a concern. Sharalisha trying to get that to run to him. Just a small moment of concern there for the Singapore defence. What's been satisfying for them is they've only conceded once so far in this third round rather. Daniel Bennett now going to get cautioned perhaps, or will he get away with it? He may just have, purely because it's 6 minutes or so, 7 minutes on the board. Let's see. Don't think there was too much in that, but it certainly left Mohamed Hayal with something to think about. Bennett with the header away. Jordanians now just beginning to settle here. Singapore not shying away from these tackles. It's not been normally one of their strengths. Bayalt as a referee, good decision from him. Shijai, as I said, dropping into a slightly deeper role now. Aimed towards Alexander Duric, who at 41, certainly you won't find too many strikers at international level leading the line for their country. Well, for those of you not so familiar with Singapore football, he has been there or thereabouts in the scoring charts for the last 5 to 6 years in the local S League. So purely on merit is he getting his place in the team. So you feel this will surely be his last World Cup campaign. Duric's coming deep there to help his team out. They win a free kick here, Singapore. Haris Harun has looked very much at home so far. And look at the speed with which the Jordanians are moving. Takes a shot on goal, and it's pretty well taken care of by Iswan Maboud. Hassan Abdel Fattah allowed far too much space. Singapore not closing down particularly well at the moment. Good surging run here. He's got a real eye for goal. 4 against Nepal, 1 against Iraq. Looking too much for the foul there. There's Amir Khayal. Saiful Essa to Shujai. Juma Jantan. Haven't seen too much of the ball just yet. Shahrishak muscled off. It's an intense battle in the midfield here. That's undercooked to Hafiz Rahim. Abdallah Deeb. Jordan switch from defence to attack very, very quickly. Speed is the key for them. 10 minutes gone here. It's goalless for now. There's a free header, and it's 1-0 to Jordan. Ball watching Singapore. And they've taken an early lead. The Jordanians, where was that defence? At the far post, absolutely no one there. And a clinical header at the near post. Abdallah Deeb with the first goal of this game. And the task for Singapore has got that much harder. Well, they're being punished here, Singapore. Losing possession midfield. Wonderful cross. Abdallah Deeb with a great little finish. Well, Singapore, one thing about them, they're a much more resilient side these days. In a seesaw match with Malaysia, they held their nerve to win 5-3 here in the first leg. In that second round, didn't let it faze them. I don't think anyone would have expected them to have conceded so early in what is a hugely vital match for them. Managed to hold off the Iraqis for a long, long time indeed, so must be very disappointed with that start. The Jordanians, well, normal service resumes for them. Well, Radi Avramovic, which is somewhere in the crowd here, he will be absolutely fuming about that. Not allowed to communicate with his players directly. V. Sundramurti, who's one of Singapore's former stars, is in charge tonight, the assistant coach. So he'll be relaying instructions somehow. That's an aimless ball there from Juma Jantan. Now the pace of the game just slowing down as a result of that goal. just see why the Jordanians have been hugely impressive so far in their qualifying campaign. They were also a side that did pretty well in the 2007 FIFA Under-20 World Cup, where many of this side lost 4-2 to Spain. And the team that featured the likes of Chelsea star Juan Mata and Barcelona's Gerard Piqué. Not exactly one of the bigwigs of Asian Arab football, let alone Asian football. Never won anything of massive significance as they come pouring forward again here. That's a great save by Iswan. You'd expect him to make that at the near post, but he's upset with his defenders. Again, there is just a hesitation to close down, allowing them far too much space. We're expecting these goals, aren't they? They're hungry to get into the fourth round and mix it up with the big boys. Corner here for Jordan. Well, I'm afraid this is rather similar to how Singapore started playing, just going into a shell here and allowing Jordan to come at them, just as they did with the Iraqis. Again, that's pumped forward poorly by Juma Jantan. Well, they talked about positive tactics today. After a bright start, they have faded very, very quickly. Safwan Bahruddin conceding the foul. Three matches left after tonight's game. A defeat or a draw for Singapore will virtually kill off any hopes of making it to the next stage, the fourth round, for the very first time in their history. They've done well to get this far, some might say. The second time only they've got to the third round. They did it last campaign as well. Hassan Abdel Fattah with a gentle chip. Iswan, no problems for him. Looking to release it early on. Azrul Nawaz wanted it earlier. Here's Haris Harun. He's managed to get a hold of that. That's nicely done by the midfielder, Shajai. Haris Harun looking to play that through to Hafiz Rahim. Here's Duric, who's having to come really deep at the moment. Wins the foul. He is the target man after all. And that just tells you a story. Shouldn't really be in that sort of area. But he's not getting the service he requires. Singapore now with the first real time they're in the box. They concede a foul. Singapore's journey, as I mentioned, not quite as smooth so far. Offside it was in the end. Shari Lisham just offside there. I mentioned a 5-3 win over Malaysia on the 23rd of July in the first leg. An incredible game, really. Singapore taking a 3-0 lead. And then Malaysia with a stirring fight back before Singapore won. They then drew with Malaysia away in front of 80,000 partisan fans in Kuala Lumpur. Had a very unlucky loss against China on the 2nd of September. Unlucky because, as I mentioned, Radi Abramovich himself felt Singapore deserved to get a penalty and shouldn't have been penalised with one themselves. Duric couldn't quite flick that on. And of course that last game 2-0 against Iraq, which was probably the worst game they've played so far in this World Cup qualifying campaign. They get the throw in here, Singapore. A 2-0 win over Philippines as well might be construed as probably not the greatest of margins, given the Philippines are minnows in this part of the world, though they have performed at their best in the last year or so in the ASEAN Football Federation Championships. They even managed to draw with Singapore, who are thought of as regional powerhouses. That's a bad miss kick by Saiful Essa that allows the Jordanians to come forward again. Got to keep their focus here, the Singaporeans. Daniel Bennett got away with that one. Saiful's done well here. Shahril Ishaq is also pretty deep here. This comes towards Hafiz Rahim, who's not been allowed to use his burst of speed just yet. That's better from the right midfielder. That's what they want from him. A little bit of trickery and speed. A lot of space down this right-hand side. Didn't really have too many options. Perhaps Fazrul Nawaz. They get their first corner of the game. Free-header there, Safwan Baruddin. He knows he should have done better than that. Absolutely no one on him. Charging forward, Jordanian defence completely static there. That's Singapore's best chance so far. Really one you'd expect to have been on target. 20 minutes gone here. Singapore 1 goal down after Jordan took the lead in the 10th minute through Abdallah Deeb. He did score against Iraq as well, Abdallah Deeb. Jordan have not lost in their last 6 matches in both friendlies and in World Cup qualifiers, so they're in some really good form at the moment. Got to the quarterfinals of the Asian Cup earlier this year, so really up and coming, these guys. Also buoyed by the fact that Prince Ali Al Hussein, who was the 4th son of the late King Hussein and a vice president of FIFA, is watching. Offside for Shahril Ishaq. So it's a strong show of support here by Jordan. He's the president of the Jordan Football Association. He was watching them in training as well. Daniel Bennett. Well, the goal has somehow awoken Singapore just a tad. Well, the referee was not taking any nonsense from Abu Hashash, who said Choi has been criticised in the past for being a little too lenient. Just giving him a little word in his mouth, Abu Hashash, as he did with Daniel Bennett in the 7th minute. Jordan with slightly more fouls at the moment. Not the greatest of free kicks. Haris Harun trying a hugely ambitious shot there. I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve with that, but that's a good ball into the path of Abu Hashash. He's got Plenty of support coming through Abdallah Deeb, who slips it into him quite nicely. That's a great tackle from Bennett. Hafiz Rahim needs some support here. Juma Jantan, I'm afraid, has not had a very good game so far. Just looked uneasy on the ball. This comes to Haris Harun. He spotted Charles Ishak on the left-hand side in space. Perhaps trying a little too much here. They concede the foul. Will it be a free kick? The referee is having none of it, much to the delight of the Singapore fans. Ode Al-Safi gets the first yellow card, presumably for simulation. He's still rolling around. Well, I'm sure we'll see what happened. The referee's trying to pull him up because he's unimpressed by this. Really, very little in that. But he looks like he's had an awful injury. And not only has he conceded a free kick, he's got a yellow card for it as well. And you can bet that he won't be the most popular man. There's B. Sundaramurthy, who's having to be in charge tonight. Well, will they pay for that little bit of mischief from Al-Saifi? Shujai. It's a decent ball in the box, but he's clawed away by Amir Shafi. That looked like it had been a very dangerous moment indeed. Now there are two Jordanian players rolling on the floor. Well, there could have been a collision. We'll have another look at this. It's Shafi and Bassam Fati. Plenty of spray going around on knees and ankles. It's a wonderful ball by Shujai. 4 Singapore players lurking. Well, there was some contact there, certainly. Great ball, and credit there to Shafi, who did just enough, because someone like Duric, with a ball like that, you know he's going to put that in. Falling on the ankle of Shafi, and I tell you what, this is an unforgiving ground. Could have caught his studs on the surface. This surface has been labelled a joke by both Iraq under Zico and the current coach Adnan Hamad rather, who's also Iraqi, former Iraqi coach himself. This is the goal earlier for the Iraqis. Just out of position at Juma Jantan as well. Ball watching, being sucked in. They're not keeping an eye on Abdallah Deeb. Since then, it's been pretty even between the two sides. Singapore have grown in confidence. So the good news is that both players are okay. He's now sprinting back towards the line. Of course, that never endears you to the home fans. There was plenty of histrionics from the Iraqi players when they were here last month, and I think the Singapore crowd is expecting more of the same from the Jordanians. Juma Jantan to Harris. Then these long balls aren't particularly working for Singapore. Shujai to Harris. There's a problem for Shaiful Essa. A very hopeful attempt from Shujai. There is an issue here for Shaiful Essa. He's clutching his jaw. first, let's take a look at this move involving Shujai and Haris Harun. He had options, didn't he? As Adnan Hamad had said, for a national team playing in a FIFA World Cup qualifier, you need a big stadium. And this field is not good for football. From what I see, it will be difficult for us. Interestingly enough, his own players didn't really get bothered. They were relaxed and comfortable on the ball. Amir Shafia said, we have pitches similar to this in Amman. Well shepherded there by Safan Baruddin, as this one gets to it first. Yes, and Shafia said, we will be able to play on it. It's a good pitch. I'm confident that we can get a good result against Singapore. He has played against Singapore in their last two meetings as well. They played at the National Stadium before, which of course is being torn down and reconstructed into the big Singapore Sports Hub, $1 billion complex, ready only in 2014. So this is Singapore's next biggest stadium, also the home of Singapore's domestic league, the S League. Singapore win the ball back. Nazrul Nawaz is playing a very, very much withdrawn role here. Shujai's done well. Finds Hafiz Rahim on the right-hand side. Crowd stands up and they get another corner. Sometimes it takes a goal to shock you into action. And that's what has happened here. Singapore certainly in the ascendancy now. Second corner for Singapore. How they would love for that to be the scoreline. Sharul Ishaq just trying to draw a defender out. It's a good delivery here. Shujai. So half an hour gone at the Jalan Besar Stadium. Singapore a goal down against Jordan this World Cup qualifier. Abdallah Deeb, the goal scorer. Down to Ode Al Saifi. Again, is one authoritative in the box so far. Like the kick, much to the annoyance of Alexander Duric. Sharul Ishaq trying to close down here. Again, that's poor decision making from Jumat Jantan. Maboud once again good in the air. But they might need to look at Jumat Jantan, who's just looked very much nervous, tentative today. Here he is again, Jumat. Down the line towards Sharul Ishaq. Captain of Singapore was urging the fans to turn up tonight and show their support for the team. He played a key role for Singapore in that game against the Philippines. It was his short corner that set up Shaif Alessa for his opener in the 51st minute, and a smart pass to release Sharon Sulaiman on the break that led to Alexander Duric's goal in the 65th minute. He's a very, very versatile player indeed, from left attacking midfield position to the centre. Can even take the striker's role if he has to. Abramovich had said during the game we changed Sharul in 3 positions, and he did well in all of them, and that's good. It's important for me that all the players are trying. Singapore win the ball back again, and there's Duric having to come back and help out. Again, not the best of passes from Jumaat Jantan. See what he was trying to do. Fazul Nawaz. He's taking a more withdrawn role as Shahril Ishaq moves up top. Here's Shujai. There was space down the left-hand side. He opted not to do it and tried to thread it through for Duric. Again, another corner here, Singapore. Intelligent ball, but on this surface, it just bounces very, very quickly. Duric here gets across it, it's a deep one. Shahril Ishaq with the touch. They get another corner, putting the pressure here on the Jordanians. He climbed well there, didn't he, Fazul Nawaz? Good defending there from the Jordanians. Singapore trying to turn the screws if they can. That's not going to trouble too many people, but it's a willingness to go for goal. Jumaat Jantan with the shot. Sundramoorthy, the Singapore coach tonight, said it was going to be a very difficult game, but they have prepared well. They know how they want to handle the Jordanians. Because they've beaten Jordan before, that's always going to be a help, especially as it was just last year. We wanted them to be focused and concentrate and deliver on what they prepared. If they could do that, they could get the result, he said. Just celebrated his 46th birthday, Sundramoorthy, last Thursday. What a birthday present this could be if Singapore can deliver the goods, and I have to say they're looking far better than they did early on. Daniel Bennett into Shujai trying to play that cross to Hafiz Rahim. Well, this could fall quite nicely. Again, on this surface, it's tough for Duric to get there first. Looking at Singapore's bench, they haven't got that many options going forward. Only out and out forward is Karul Nizam, particularly tested at this level. Pretty even at the moment, barring that one goal that separates the two sides from Jordan inside the 10th minute from Abdallah Beeb. There's one, pumps it forward. Hafiz Rahim will try to chase. Aerial balls here, the Jordanians, they are on average 1.85 meters tall. That's huge in comparison to the Singaporeans. That's falling quite nicely. Shahril Ishaq needs a good finish. Well, there was a cross shot. Didn't hit that cleanly, but a moment of panic for Jordan. Singapore now in their own moment of panic, but they recover well. There was just too much on this ball. It was a bit of a mistake there, you have to say, as well, from Abdallah Deeb. That was coming into the path of Djuric. He was just putting some real pace on that if he could. Couldn't hit it cleanly. Shahril Ishaq. Another half chance for Singapore. They've looked fairly untroubled by Jordan, apart from that goal. This is the problem when they have players running at them. Fazal Nawaz plays that towards Djuric. Heavy touch from him. Well, if any of you had watched Singapore in that last match against Iraq, they were massively disappointing, and these first 39 minutes or so are a big improvement from that last game. Wherever Radi Abramovich is watching, Singapore coach, he'll be reasonably pleased, apart from the defensive error that led to the goal. But it'll be interesting to see what Adnan Hamad makes of all this. Here's Shahril Ishaq. Again, it's a good run by Hafiz Rahim, who won't get that piece of the pitch. Once again, that proves a problem. Got themselves into pretty good positions here, Singapore. Haven't been able to capitalise. Jordania is quite happy with this at the moment, I suppose. 5 minutes left in this first half. Here's Haris Harun to Djuric. Seifel. They're asking for the foul, half-hearted attempts for a foul. The way Singapore are going at the moment, I'm sure they don't want the half-time whistle to go. Got the momentum going. Shahril Ishaq is absolutely everywhere here. Jumar Jantan, or rather Safwan Baruddin there with the mishit pass. Adnan, the coach there, he said we're now on top of the group after 2 wins. That has given us confidence. We hope to get a good result and go through to the next round. They can't quite qualify just yet. Of course, China and Iraq are also playing tonight. 3 points for Singapore. Could see them move up to third spot depending on how that other game goes, but they need goals here. Here's Seifel. Again, trying to get that through to Shahril. Jumar Jantan. Left foot delivery. Not bad from him. Floating that in, no pace on it. Jordan had played a friendly against Thailand. It was a depleted Jordan as well, by the way. 9 players who were in the Al Wadat squad were playing in the 2011 AFC Cup semi-final. first leg against Nasaf in Uzbekistan last week. Not bad though, they managed to hold Thailand, who are another regional power, to a goalless draw. And both sides geared up for their respective World Cup campaigns. Neat little back flick here. They do counter-attack pretty well, these Jordanian players. Great movement from them. This is Hassan Fatah. Look at the step-overs. There is a problem for Shijai, who's on the ground at the moment. The play continues. Safwan read that well. Here's Hafiz Rahim. They haven't managed to keep the ball out of play. He's absolutely furious, Shahril Ishaq, with Hafiz Rahim. And now Singapore will finally kick the ball out. That's why there was a problem with Shijai. They don't want to be missing their playmaker here. Problems here for Sundaramurthy. The one redeeming feature is at least it's just before half-time. They can assess things. Well, it looked like there was a signal for a change. That's a huge blow. Looking at what they've got on the bench, could it be Shadan Sulaiman, who's an attacking player? I suppose that would be the best option, given that they're already a goal down. You'd think they might want to assess this at half-time. There are a couple of minutes left. Would they take the risk of playing with 10 men for the last couple of minutes? It seems like they may just do that. That would be the sensible option. Or they could go for broke and try Khairul Nizam. So confirmation there of those 2 minutes. Here's Jumar Jantan. He now comes forward here and wins his team a corner. Juric there, he looks a little frustrated. Jumar Jantan. They've asked for handball, they'll get it. Final chance here surely for Singapore now. The good news for them is that Shijai will be back on the pitch, much to the relief of his teammates and the fans. Not exactly moving particularly well, but not even joining the other attacking players in the box. I feel he'll be able to run this off. Again, they've gone short here. Saiful Essa, that's another wasted delivery into the box. Referee Toy whistles for half-time. Jordan took the lead inside the 10th minute. That's a good attacking move that saw this man, Abdallah Deeb, with a clinical header at the near post after some ball watching from the Singapore defenders. Singapore, though, have really bounced back and created some
شكرا زميلي مضر اليوسف، ومبروك للمنتخب الأردني في الشوط الأول بهدف، لكن الحذر ثم الحذر في الشوط الثاني. نتمنى أن يكون الشوط الثاني مغاير على الأداء الذي شاهدناه في الشوط الأول، خاصة بعد تراجع المنتخب بعد تراجع المنتخب الأردني إلى الخلف. شاهدنا هدف من عبد الله ذيب بتمريرات